Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys my review for Ring of Honor Wrestling for June 26, 2017. And we had the commentary team of Cole Cabana and Ian Riccoboni. And this was filmed in Chicago. I forget exactly where in Chicago because my memory isn't the greatest, but I did say it in the live reactions I did, so make sure you check that out so that way you'll know. And I think this might have been filmed on a tape delay because they didn't really reference anything of ROH Best in the World on this show, but I still enjoyed the show overall, but there were certain things that were, like, they didn't bring up that there was an ROH TV title match and stuff like that, so it was very odd. I thought I was actually watching the wrong episode, but whatever. I mean, we had the first match on the show. It was Flip Gordon versus Jonathan Gresham with Alex Shelley on commentary. And this match I actually thought was a pretty, I thought was a good match. I thought it was a really nice back and forth match. It was a pretty much a competitive match. Um, but Flip Gordon kind of acted like a cocky superstar, but I didn't think he was actually like acting like a heel or anything. And yeah, they both had a very, I thought, a good match. Flip Gordon hits a leaping heel kick from the ropes while Gresham's on the top rope, and then he hits a crossbody on the outside. He goes for a um, and then he hits like an inverted splash, which was cool. And Jonathan Gresham's able to kick out of it. Jonathan Gresham hits a hurricanrana, a rolling super kick, a Cena senton out of the corner, and then eventually Flip Gordon goes for the 450. Jonathan Gresham moves out of the way, and the finish comes when Jonathan Gresham gets Flip Gordon to the octopus stretch for the win. And obviously Jonathan Gresham won, which I was fine with because I thought both guys looked strong in the match. And then afterwards, Alex Shelley comes out and says pretty much that Flip Gordon is a very good hand for ROH, but he also needs ROH. And he says that he'll be willing to help him out anytime. So this was pretty much a match based on respect, so I liked it getting it up. And then Jay White has a little promo talking about his match coming up against Punishment Martinez, and he pretty much says that Punishment Martinez has attacked him week in and week out and proven that he's a sore loser after I've had incredible matches, and that's pretty much the gist of the promo. But it was a decent promo. I'll give it a thumbs in the middle. And then we had Josh the Goods Woods interview, and this is pretty much around the time when he ended up winning the Top Prospect tournament. So he has a chance to challenge for the ROH World Television Championship anytime he wants. But he talks about how, because Kushida was the ROH World Television Champion at the time, he talks about pretty much how the champion's on the other side of the world while I'm right here. And he says that he wants top competition, so he ends up calling out Jay Briscoe, which I liked. So I like this promo getting it up. Then we had Silas Young versus Bobby Fish, and this I thought was a really good match. Probably my favorite match of the whole show. Bobby Fish dominates the beginning portions of the matchup. He drives Silas Young into the guardrail a ton of times, and he ends up beating the crap out of Silas Young, but eventually Silas Young's able to get the upper hand on him, and Silas Young ends up hitting a double stomp, and he ends up dominating the matchup for a while, and then Bobby Fish makes his comeback. He tackles himself and Silas Young through the ropes, and then eventually they end up brawling on the outside. Silas Young pushes him across the table on the outside, and then Bobby Fish and Silas Young. The referee was a little leeway because apparently they had a match at ROH Supercard in 2017, and that kind of went to a undecisive finish or something, so they wanted to kind of have a finish here. So Bobby Fish ended up hitting Silas Young with a trash can. He ended up throwing him into the post, and Silas Young ended up throwing him into a trash can. And eventually the finish comes when Silas Young ends up hitting a spinning TKO onto Bobby Fish for the win. I know he called that name for his finisher, but I don't remember the name of it, so I'm just going to call it that. And yeah, pretty much afterwards, he tries to disrespectfully get a handshake, and Bobby Fish isn't having it. And I thought it made sense for Silas Young to go over since Bobby Fish was going to be leaving the company soon to around this time to go to WWE, because it had been pretty well known at this time that Bobby Fish had been signed to WWE, so it made sense for him to put somebody over on the way out. So Yeah, I enjoyed this match. If I had to rate this match, it was really good. I'll give it 3.5 stars. Then we had Jay White versus Punishment Martinez. This was a good match here. Jay White does everything he can to try to cut Punishment Martinez down to size, but Punishment Martinez is just much too powerful. And Punishment Martinez ends up hitting a choke slam on the apron onto Jay White, and then Punishment Martinez dominates the matchup for a while. Jay White makes his comeback, and they both end up going back and forth, but eventually Jay White ends up getting the win with a roll-up. And then afterwards, Punishment Martinez isn't going to accept the loss, so he tries to attack Jay White from behind. Jay White is able to fight him off and hit a standing drop kick on him. But Jay White tries to throw him into the guardrail. Punishment Martinez reverses it, and then he hits a powerbomb right through the table onto Jay White, and then the show goes off the air. And that was pretty much ROH Wrestling for June 26, 2017. Overall, I actually thought this was a good show here. If I had to rate the show, I'll give it a 7, which is a C. So that's pretty much a good show. And there's really nothing left I have to say about this show. Please make sure you guys like, comment, and share this video so people will watch it. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel for more content and click on the bells. That way, every time I upload a video, you guys will get the notifications for it. And make sure you guys do the same thing for my CM brothers and No One Talking 80 YouTube channels. And that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.